Over a remote Russian airfield, the roar of Su-57 jets masks a potential revolution, or a grand deception. Moscow claims it's upgrading its 5th-generation stealth fighter into a 6th-generation craft that can fly manned or unmanned, direct autonomous drone swarms, and strike faster than any pilot. If true, it's the biggest leap in air combat since stealth's debut in the 1990s. If false, it's a bold bluff. The reality could redefine air power for the next decade. A secretive leap forward. Inside Russian airspace, far from prying eyes, 8 Su-57 prototypes have reportedly been flying missions, unlike any other in the aircraft's history. Beginning in 2023, engineers at Sukhoi, under the direction of state defense giant Rostec, started integrating systems that were never part of the Su-57's original design. These weren't cosmetic updates. They included a complete rebuild of the fighter's electronic warfare capabilities, new navigation systems, and a radar package that functions not just for detection, but as a reconnaissance tool, capable of tracking and disrupting enemy systems simultaneously. More than 700 test flights have allegedly been carried out to validate these modifications, with each mission collecting live performance data. According to Russian officials, the approach is simple. Don't wait for a brand new airframe to be ready. Instead, use the existing Su-57 as a flying testbed for tomorrow's technologies. By doing so, Moscow hopes to compress what would normally be a decades-long development cycle into a few short years, racing ahead of the competition. If Russia's timeline is genuine, the implications are staggering. Western programs such as America's next-generation air dominance and Europe's future combat air system are still years from their first operational flights. Most forecasts place them in service around the mid-2030s. In contrast, Russia is openly claiming that 6th-generation components are already flying. For NATO, that suggests a potential 5-year advantage for Moscow, a dangerous lead in an era where aerial superiority often decides the outcome of conflicts. Among the claimed advances are fully networked combat capabilities that allow fighters to share targeting data in real time, as well as the option for the aircraft to operate either with a pilot in the cockpit or entirely unmanned. Russian engineers have also reportedly made strides in engine performance, developing a power plant that produces more thrust while consuming less fuel. This would extend the jet's operational range, reduce refueling needs, and allow it to maintain supersonic speeds over greater distances. AI in the sky. Perhaps the most controversial element of Russia's upgrade program is its embrace of artificial intelligence in combat decision-making. Reports suggest that the modified Su-57s can detect, track, and engage multiple enemy aircraft at once, with the AI making split-second choices that even the best human pilot could not match. During tests, these systems have allegedly coordinated with other aircraft mid-mission, making them not just autonomous fighters, but airborne battle managers. This technology could allow a single pilot to lead an entire formation of unmanned, loyal wingman drones, up to 4 at a time, into battle. These drones could execute coordinated attack formations designed to overwhelm air defenses, while the lead aircraft manages the fight from a distance. Moscow's ambitions go even further, with targets set for hypersonic capabilities exceeding 5 times the speed of sound. At such speeds, a strike launched from Russian territory could reach anywhere on the planet in about 2 hours, leaving most existing defense systems helpless to respond in time. A pragmatic, high-risk development model. One reason Russia may be moving faster than expected is its willingness to take a more pragmatic and riskier approach to development. While the United States and its allies are designing 6th-generation fighters from scratch, with all the time-consuming safety, political, and budget hurdles that entails, Moscow is testing cutting-edge systems on an existing airframe. This fly-as-you-test philosophy not only reduces costs but accelerates real-world validation, sidestepping the lengthy simulation and prototype stages common in the West. In addition, Russia's centralized defense industry allows for rapid decision-making and resource allocation. Western programs, by contrast, must navigate the complexities of international partnerships competing contractors, and parliamentary or congressional oversight. China is pursuing its own 6th-generation project, but intelligence suggests its focus is tailored toward long-range, carrier-based operations in the Pacific rather than pure air dominance. A vision of future air warfare. If these systems work as advertised, the future battlefield could be unrecognizable. Russian 6th-generation fighters might not just engage enemy aircraft, but also disrupt satellites, jam communications, and launch cyber attacks, all without firing a missile. These aircraft could serve as aerial command posts, coordinating multi-domain operations and even managing ground or naval units from the sky. In such a scenario, traditional air combat doctrines would quickly become obsolete. Defense systems designed to counter human pilots would face swarms of autonomous craft, capable of reacting in milliseconds and executing complex attack patterns without warning. Speed, stealth, and artificial intelligence would converge to create an entirely new kind of threat. The production reality. Yet for all the dramatic claims, the reality of Russia's fighter production is far less glamorous. 14 years after the Su-57's maiden flight in 2010, fewer than 40 have been built. This is minuscule compared to China's J-20 fleet or America's F-35 program, which have rolled hundreds, and in the F-35's case, thousands off the production line. Even more striking is the aircraft's absence from the battlefield. Despite Russia's ongoing war in Ukraine, the Su-57 has been conspicuously missing from combat operations, reportedly confined to domestic air patrols. This avoidance raises questions about its readiness, survivability, and actual performance under hostile conditions. Flaws, delays, and skepticism. Western defense experts point to several persistent problems. The Su-57 stealth profile may not be as effective as claimed, with radar signatures larger than rival 5th-generation fighters. Many of the current aircraft still use older engines from the Su-35, as the intended next-generation power plant remains under development. Without the new engine, the fighter's speed, range, and overall performance remain constrained. International buyers have taken notice. India, once a close partner in joint fighter development with Russia, has openly expressed doubts about the Su-57's stealth and combat capabilities. Algeria is rumored to have signed on as the first export customer, but no official confirmation has been made. The secrecy surrounding such deals, coupled with reports of heavy discounts, suggests Russia may be struggling to convince the market. A timeline that raises eyebrows? Adding to the doubts are inconsistencies in Moscow's own statements. While officials boast that 6th-generation systems are already being tested, they also acknowledge that a true 6th-generation fighter won't fly until the late 2020s. This contradiction implies that today's upgraded Su-57s are more technology demonstrators than operational 6th-generation platforms. Moreover, recent reports of a Su-57 damaged or destroyed during a Ukrainian strike cast further doubt on its survivability. For a fighter marketed as a stealthy next-generation weapon, such incidents are more than embarrassing. They call into question the very foundations of Russia's claims. The psychology of military bluffing. If the program is overstated, it may be serving another purpose entirely. By projecting an image of technological superiority, Russia can influence strategic calculations without needing to match its rhetoric and hardware. This is a tactic with deep roots in Cold War-era deception, where both superpowers sometimes exaggerated their capabilities to deter each other and sway international opinion. For Moscow, facing economic sanctions, international isolation, and the resource drain of the Ukraine war, maintaining the illusion of rapid military progress could be a cost-effective form of deterrence. The threat alone, whether real or not, forces NATO and its allies to adjust their defense strategies, potentially stretching resources and timelines. The likely truth. The most plausible reality lies between the extremes of propaganda and dismissal. Russia has almost certainly made genuine advances in electronic warfare, networking, and AI integration. These are important steps towards 6th-generation capabilities, and they demonstrate technical competence that cannot be ignored. However, integrating such systems into a limited number of upgraded 5th-generation airframes is not the same as fielding an operational fleet of 6th-generation fighters. The constraints of production capacity, engine performance, stealth limitations, and international sanctions remain as obstacles. Even if the systems work as intended, a handful of aircraft cannot achieve the kind of dominance Moscow hints at without large-scale deployment and sustained logistical support. What do you think? Is Moscow hiding a game-changing secret or playing the world with a calculated bluff? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world's most secretive fighter program, make sure to hit that like, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.